Hello everyone and welcome back to Sports Today. My name is Shane Reyes, of course, and today we are going to be talking about a match that for Indian football holds a fair bit of significance that is set to be taking place tomorrow, that is on Wednesday, which is of course 7th September. So the match in question, of course, is the AFC inter-zonal semi-final, the AFC Cup inter-zonal semi-final that is set to take place between ATK Mohun Bagan and Kuala Lumpur City FC. Now, before we of course talk about the match and the kind of what would be the tactics or what would be the combinations, etc., that you'd be looking out for, the first thing I have to mention about this particular match is that I'm just glad it's happening at all to begin with. Remember, there was a lot of doubt as to whether this match was take place during the India's very short but very tumultuous ban that they copped from FIFA due to, of course, third-party interference. Of course, once that ban was revoked, once control of the FIFA was given back, of the AIFF, was given back to the AIFF stakeholders rather than, of course, the Committee of Administrators. The ban was revoked, elections took place, India has a new administration in place at last, and I'm assuming a new constitution too. And so, obviously, things do look a little brighter in the sense that at the very least, you can expect that regular football action will be taking place. So that's the good part. That's in fact the great part, because again, this match was in a lot of doubt. Remember what happened to the Gokulam Kerala women's team? They were set to play in the AFC Champions League for the AFC Women's Champions League. Couldn't play it because they happened to arrive in the country the same day that the ban was in fact announced, so they couldn't be part of that tournament. They had to pull out. ATK Mohun Bagan might have suffered a similar fate in this case, but because of course everything took place, all the sorting out of issues took place before time, the ATK Mohun Bagan will actually be able to play this inter-zonal semi-final. Now, before we of course go into tactics, let me again mention that the format of the AFC Cup is a little, let's just say it's a little interesting to say the least. Normally, cup tournaments like this will happen season to season, and it will happen, within the same calendar season, not necessarily year, because we know, football seasons will generally stretch over 2 calendar years. But the AFC Cup takes place in a very interesting manner. So this technically is the AFC Cup of the last season. Now, why I'm saying this is because ATK Mohun Bagan in the previous edition of the ISL didn't actually finish anywhere, in terms of and their finishing position didn't guarantee them this slot. This is the slot that they won the year Mumbai City FC were crowned the champions of, the ISL. So the interesting thing here, of course, is that ATK Mohun Bagan, now the format, the way that it is, they have to first play the inter-zonal semi-final and then make it to the final between them and the West Asia zonal team. Now, if ATK Mohun Bagan win this match as well as the match which is the final, then and only then will they make it to the overall final of the AFC Asia Cup. So obviously in that sense, they're 2 steps away, you can say, from making it to the final. Important game for them, definitely. What about form? Now, obviously, quick update on Kuala Lumpur City. They've actually been in very, very good form in recent times. They've made a good start to their domestic league. And the same sadly can't be said about ATK Mohun Bagan for 2 reasons. One, the Indian Super League hasn't actually started yet. But the other major cause for concern is that their form in pre-season, i.e. before the league actually started, has not been great. They were, of course, part of, the Durand Cup. But neither them nor East Bengal, who essentially, in some nice coincidence were placed in the exact same group, could actually qualify for the knockouts. Both of them have been knocked out of the group stages itself. ATK Mohun Bagan would definitely, considering the kind of history both of these Bengal clubs have in the Durand Cup, that would have hurt their fans. To make things worse, their team is a little bit on the depleted side because they've lost one very important attacker from last season, and that is, of course, Roy Krishna. Roy Krishna is currently playing his trade in Bangalore, and so far the link up that we've seen between him and, of course, their skipper and Indian skipper Sunil Chhetri has been wonderful, but it definitely leaves ATK Mohun Bagan a little poorer off when it comes to, of course, attacking options. Nevertheless, they do have one of the AFC Cup standout players in, of course, Liston Kolako. And remember, Liston Kolako is someone who in recent times has had an absolutely meteoric rise in Indian football. He's impressed significantly for ATK Mohun Bagan to the point that he actually ended up getting a national team call all up, and he's done very well, not just in the league, but as I said, even in the AFC Cup, because currently he's scored 4 goals, which is the second highest number of goals scored in the tournament up until this point. So again, if I'm ATK Mohun Bagan, and I'd be hoping that Liston Kolako can actually pull out some more tricks and can get a couple more goals in these important matches, because they've been needing those goals. And as I said, their form going in hasn't really been great, but of course, given the fact that they are representing Indian football at the continental level, we're definitely going to be backing them to actually do really well and actually hopefully get India some laurels. Maybe not even win the thing, because that might just be a little bit of a long shot, but if they can even put up a good performance and make it to the final against the West Asia team, that in itself would be wonderful, and it would show off Indian football in a good light. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we want as football fans in India? We want that the Indian football teams and Indian football clubs progress well, they show some degree of progress, because India has often been termed a sleeping giant in football, but this is the kind of match that could show that the giant is slowly but surely awakening. So don't forget to join us tomorrow when we do a bit of a breakdown and analysis of the match once it's done. And don't forget to keep joining us on Sports Today through the day or through the evening, because there's a lot going on. We'll be bringing you plenty of stuff, so stay tuned. Let us know in the comments below how much you're looking forward to the match, and if you think ATK Mohun Bagan stand a chance. And shower your love on this video by liking it, sharing it with your friends. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon to know when it is we're going live or uploading a new video for you guys. Don't also forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and last but not least, download the SportsTech app for all the breaking news updates from the world of sport. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, I've been Shane Reyes. I hope to see you all again very soon. Bye bye for now.